Distinguished guests and gentlemen, good afternoon. China, Middle East, and North Africa, Morocco International Trade Digital Expo is going to kick off. Please turn your mobile phone into mute mode. Now let's give the floor to Mr. Feng Yaoshan, General Director of Department of Trade and Investment Promotion of CCPIT, to host this conference. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. First of all, I'd like to extend a warm welcome to all of you to the China, Middle East, and North Africa Morocco International Trade Digital Expo. This expo is co-hosted by CCPIT and organized by CCOIC, and has also received strong support of CGEM, Federation of Egyptian Chambers of Commerce and Industry, Dubai Chambers of C&I, the Riyadh Chamber of C&I, and also Jeddah Chambers of C&I and Bahrain, and members of C&I, as well as MIE International Fair Companies. And this expo will offer a platform for the exchanges between businesses in African and Middle East and North African countries. Now let's introduce you the leaders and guests who are with us today. And we have Vice Chairman of CCPIT, Mr. Ke Liangdong. And also we are very happy to have with us the Mr. Rida Ujhui Idrisi, Economic Counselor of the Embassy of the Kingdom of Morocco to China. And also Mr. Mao Jun, Charge d'Affaires of the Economy of Embassy of China in the Kingdom of Morocco. And also Mr. Mahdi Lahaki, President of Morocco Chinese Business Council, and Mr. Hassan Al-Hashimi, Vice President of Dubai Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and also Mr. Guo Yinghui, General Director from Department of Exhibitions and Events of China Chamber of International Commerce. And we are also honored to have with us the representatives from the China Trade Promotion System, the Export Organization Committee, and China and Central Middle East and North Africa entrepreneurs, as well as the businesses, friends from the media. Now let's give the floor to the chairman of CCPIT, Mr. Ke Liangdong. Distinguished Economic Counselor Idrihi and Mr. Mao Jun, Honorable President Lahahi, and also President Hashimi. Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, good afternoon. Today we are convening here for the opening ceremony of the China, Middle East, and North Africa Morocco International Trade Digital Expo, entrusted by Madam Gao Yan, chairperson of CCPIT, and also the chairperson of CCOIC. I'd like to extend a warm welcome to all the guests who are with us online and offline, and my heartfelt thanks go to all the relevant organizations for your strong support. Our digital expo is the substantial measure to deepen the trade and economic cooperation between China, Middle East, and North Africa during the COVID-19 period. Our expo has touched upon the market needs in Middle East and North African regions and aim to establish a platform for the exhibited businesses for online exhibition and communication. And we offer the tailor-made much services, and also we have received wide attention and active participation of the government agencies, business and chambers and media from all these areas, from China, Middle East, and North Africa. And I hope that the businesses could take this opportunity to have in-depth and frank exchanges and also establish wide connections and conduct substantial cooperation. Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, now the COVID-19 is still with us. In some countries, it has rebounded, and all the countries are faced with the strong challenges to fight against the pandemic and stabilize economic development and guarantee people's livelihood. China is accelerating our dual circulation for our new development landscape. All of this has offered more development opportunities for businesses in different countries, and will also exerts very active impact to the global economy with hard efforts. China is able to put the pandemic under control and realize stable recovery of our national economy. And we have also witnessed very significant improvement of our economic indicator. This year, our import-export has already kept the growth for 5 months in a row, and our actual utilized foreign capital has realized growth year on year for 6-7 months in a row, has also played a very important role in pushing global economic recovery. In the just concluded 5th plenary session of the 19th Central Committee of the CPC, China will continue to stick to a wider and deeper and multidimensional opening up, and will leverage our big domestic market and promote international cooperation and realize mutual and beneficial win-win progress. China is the most promising market in the world. It is estimated that in the next 10 years, accumulated commodity import will register over $22 trillion. Made in China products has already become a very important part of the global industrial chain. The vast domestic market will continuously stimulate the continuous innovation. It will definitely bring more and more opportunities of cooperation to the industry in Central, Middle East, North Africa, and also the rest of the world. China and Morocco is strategic partners. China is the 3rd biggest trading partner of Morocco. Morocco is China's most important economic and trade partners as well, and we had very good momentum of trade development. Morocco is one of the first Arabic countries who are part of the CCOIC, while the Morocco businesses has registered over $20 million as transaction at the 2nd CCOIC. At early of this month, the very good products from Morocco and Middle East and North African countries already presented in the 3rd CCOIC and opened new opportunities in the Chinese market. According to the important speech made by President Xi at the 3rd CCOIC, we have demonstrated again our strong commitment of deeper and high-level opening up. And we have also demonstrated our vision and our firm pursuit to pursue the mutual beneficial progress between different countries. And also, it has proposed a very good direction for us to organize a very successful digital expo and to achieve better results for our economic and trade cooperation. Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, CCPIT as the national level trade and commerce investment promotion institution has formed very good partnership with the government agencies, the business societies, and the famous enterprises in Middle East and North Africa. And we also worked together with partners to establish China Arabic Federation of Chambers and CGEM and the China Morocco Council of Business and some other multilateral and bilateral cooperation mechanism of business and industry, and we aim to offer boost to our multilateral trade and commerce and cooperation, and to achieve high quality development, which can yield win-win and mutual beneficial progress. And we are willing to work together with all the partners and to build a better platform for the businesses to conduct more and better trade and investment and create more benefits and conveniences and offer better services, and to also enhance the trade and investment cooperation level in China, Middle East and North African cooperation, and made more contributions. Finally, I would like to wish this expo a complete success. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Chairman Mr. Liangdong. And this expo has been greatly supported by the Morocco Embassy of China, and the ambassador could not attend today's opening ceremony, but he entrusted the economic counselor, Mr. Reda Ohiri Idris, to address us. Now let's give the floor to him.
Friends, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of His Excellency Mr. Aziz Makwar, Ambassador of the Kingdom of Morocco to the People's Republic of China, allow me to extend my warmest congratulations to CCPIT, CCOIC, and CGOM for the organization of this important event. Mr. Makwar could not be with us, unfortunately, today due to a prior commitment, but he sends his warm greetings and wishes of success to the participants of the China, Middle East, and North Africa, Morocco International Trade Digital Expo. Here is Mr. Makwar's message. I am truly delighted to join you today in this distinguished setting for what promises to be a stimulating event. Throughout my mandate, I have often been asked to speak on what makes my country, the Kingdom of Morocco, an attractive destination for investments. But I'm sure you will agree with me that the last few months have altered the world we now live in. None of us could have fathomed the current sanitary crisis, and even less so the devastating repercussions it would bear on the global economy. Let us face it, the ongoing pandemic has proven to be a major destabilizer, one that has impacted us on all fronts without discrimination. Economies have been halted in their tracks, supply chains have been cut off, and growth has slowed down in an unprecedented scale across all continents. Nevertheless, some countries have emerged stronger as a consequence by proving their resilience in these uncharted waters. I am of course referring to China. History will bear witness that the PRC is one of the few countries which successfully weathered this storm by combining a strong, centralized and coordinated response to the spread of the virus, and by adapting its economic levers to swiftly bounce back and resume production on a scale quasi-equal to pre-COVID times. Distinguished guests, my country, too, has taken unprecedented steps to curb the spread of the pandemic, while also safeguarding the fundamentals of its economy. Its key assets remain its political and financial stability, its geostrategic location, modern infrastructure, and mature industrial fabric, as well as a vibrant and skilled workforce. We believe that when combined, these assets place Morocco in an advantageous position to minimize future disruptions to the global supply chains. The country indeed ranks amongst the most stable and attractive destinations worldwide for automotive and aerospace, while also offering attractive incentives to foreign investors in the textile, chemical, medical, renewable energy, and agricultural sectors. Under the leadership of His Majesty the King, deep structural reforms have guaranteed such great results and made the country a leader on the African continent. China and Morocco share many commonalities, starting with the engagement with Africa, for instance. At this junction, let me first state that on November 1st, our two countries celebrated the 63rd anniversary of the establishment of the diplomatic relations between our two nations, and I'm proud to say that these ties have grown ever stronger. These were further bolstered by the state visit of His Majesty King Mohammed VI to Beijing in May 2016. His Excellency President Xi Jinping and the sovereign sealed a strategic partnership along with 32 agreements and conventions which would touch upon several fields, namely economic, financial, legal, cultural, as well as energy, infrastructure, and consular services. We see the establishment of the China-Morocco strategic partnership as a milestone in the evolution of our bilateral relations, with a strong cooperation component aimed at supporting Morocco's goal of becoming a hub where the world meets, invests, and produces. Among the landmark projects underway between our two countries is the Tangetech Mohammed VI Smart City in northern Morocco. Chinese companies are encouraged to set up shop in this industrial park with great tax incentives, state-of-the-art infrastructure, and unimpeded access to the largest port in the West Mediterranean. Investors should not only look at Morocco as a local, isolated market, but rather as a gateway to Africa, Europe, the Gulf, and beyond. Indeed, with the 55 free trade agreements it signed over the years, Morocco represents a 1 billion consumer market that Chinese companies, big or small, can now tap into. Moreover, Morocco officially adhered to the Belt and Road Initiative in November 2017. As the greatest infrastructure project ever devised by mankind, one which connects every continent on the map, Morocco and China now have a new platform to promote new projects and to take advantage of new forms of funding. Ladies and gentlemen, in this post-COVID-19 world, and as the China-Morocco relationship continues to deepen, economic and trade cooperation between the two sides have gained further momentum. China-Morocco ties are strong. There is no denying that. And as the representative of my country in China, I am convinced that we can take our bilateral relationship to a new level by strengthening the bonds between our respective entrepreneurs and by encouraging them to think up new forms of partnerships. Today's event is but a testimony to these deep ties and will certainly help foster new avenues of cooperation. I am specifically delighted to see that both public and private companies are represented here today, as they are the agents of healthy and sustainable economic development. Allow me finally to encourage Chinese investors to seriously consider Morocco, to seriously consider the benefits of setting up shop in Morocco so as to take advantage of the maturity of our infrastructure industry, the attractive incentives we offer them, the free trade agreements we have adhered to, and our unique geographical position. I wish the 2020 China, Middle East, and North Africa International Trade Digital Expo a full and sweeping success. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you, Councillor Idrisi. Our thanks also go to Ambassador Mekwal and the staff of the Embassy of Morocco to China. Now I'd like to give the floor to Mr. Mao Jun, Chargé d'Affaires of Chinese Embassy to Morocco. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, good afternoon. I'm very delighted to attend the opening ceremony of this International Trade Digital Expo. Amid the global campaign to fight COVID-19, I believe this digital expo will help Chinese and foreign companies to exchange information, expand trade and commercial cooperation. Morocco is the hub between Africa, Europe, and the Middle East with strategic importance. Morocco enjoys political stability, well-established economic foundation, and geostrategic advantage. It covers a very big market. It has signed FTA with 56 countries, covering a market of 1 billion population. Morocco's traditional economic partners are EU, USA, Middle East, and African countries. With deepening of globalization, Morocco is trying to diversify its economic partnership, proactively responding to China's Belt and Road Initiative, keen to deepen economic cooperation with China. In 2016, the King of Morocco paid a state visit to China. President Xi and the King signed an agreement to scale the bilateral ties to strategic partnership, clarifying the future development of our diplomatic relationship. Since then, they have engaged in frequent exchange and communication. On August 31st, the heads of the states made their first call, reaching agreement to deepen strategic partnership and jointly fight against the virus. Morocco is the first Maghreb country to sign MOU for BRI with China. Under the BRI framework, the two countries have engaged in cooperation for policy coordination, infrastructure connectivity, unimpeded trade, financial integration, and people-to-people ties, with outstanding progress in economic and trade cooperation. In terms of trade, Morocco is China's 10th largest trade partner in Africa, and China is the 3rd largest trade partner of Morocco. Electric and mechanical products, textile, and raw materials are main exports from China, and minerals are main exports from Morocco. To address trade imbalance, China tries to buy more from Morocco. In 2018, during the first CCIPIT, wine from Morocco made a debut in China, and argan oil from Morocco is also making inroad into the Chinese market. In investment and construction, in 2019, China made a major breakthrough in investment in Morocco. 5 plants went into operation and production for carports, fiber optical, and so on, with economic and social benefits. And Jarada 350 megawatt thermal power plant was up and running for power generation in 2017. Chinese companies have also been contracted for the second and the third phase of Noro CSP plants, one of the largest in the world. In the financial sector, BMCE has set up a branch in Shanghai, the first Chinese branch of an African bank. Exim Bank of China has also signed agreements with Attijariwafa Bank, helping African companies to export to China. In tourism, in January this year, Royal Air Morocco launched the direct flight from Casablanca to Beijing, offering more facility for our cooperation. We are delighted to note the further advances of the diversified cooperation between the two countries. Priorities include new energy, digital economy, healthcare, industrial park development and management, infrastructure, and trade promotion. Looking forward, with the implementation of Tanger Tech Smart City, a new platform will be open to service for high-end industrial cooperation in Africa, Europe, and USA. With our joint efforts, I believe our bilateral trade and commercial cooperation will bear more fruits. To close, I wish this International Trade Digital Exposition a complete success. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mao Jun. Now I want to give the floor to Mr. Raraki, President of Morocco Chinese Council of Business.
The Vice Chairman of CCPIT, Mr. Aziz Mekwar, the Ambassador of the Kingdom of Morocco to China in Beijing, Mr. Mao Jung, the Chargé d'Affaires of the Embassy of China in Morocco, and Mr. Hassan El Hashimi, the Vice President of Dubai Chamber of Commerce of Industry. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm deeply honored to be a speaker today. My words in thanking the China Council for the promotion, international promotion, the CCPIT, for hosting this event, and the China Chamber of International Commerce, the CCOIC, to organize it. It is a proof of the strong commitment to reinforce relations between Africa and China. But before getting in more detail, let me first briefly introduce myself and our federation. My name is Mehdi Loraki. I'm the president of the Morocco-China Business Council of the General Confederation of the Moroccan Entreprise, the CGM. Regarding our confederation, CGM is the leading association of the Morocco business with 90,000 members, employing 2.9 million people and contributing up to 55% of the Moroccan GDP. We have 33 sectorial federations covering all the economic branch, 16 transversal thematic, and we have 17 regional offices through the territory. The official interlocutor of the government is CGM for anything that involves the private sector, as well the partner of major union with whom we have signed social parts. We are an actor, economic actor, diplomacy, especially in Africa, where the private sector have high expectations to help them structure and strengthen the organization, as well to support their member company to invest and grow. But besides, CGM had since October 2015 a parliamentary group in the House of Council. Ladies and gentlemen, Morocco is a political stable kingdom and has important economic assets, including high trust of economic liberalism. Over the past decade, Morocco has made many strategic choices for the development and economic activeness. We have an ambitious sectoral strategy, modernizing traditional sectors such as agriculture, fishing, or mining, and developing innovative sectors such as automotive, aerospace, renewable energy, and logistics. We have a highly improved macroeconomic environment with more supported and less erratic growth rate, more diversification of the economy, and a stable monetary and fiscal policy. We have 3 free trade agreements signed with 56 different countries, including European Union, the US, the United Arab countries, Emirates, Turkey, Arabic country. We have reinforced relations with Africa for decades, where all our Moroccan companies are today regional champions in the finance, insurance, telecommunication, construction, and so on. As for China, has become, over the last decade, an exceptional economic player, second economy in the world, first world exporter, holder of the highest foreign exchange reserve in the world. Chinese companies are now major player in many sectors, such as energy, electronic, rail, solar, and wind. Between Morocco and China, there is a promising economic potential that we must enhance. More than 52 Chinese delegations were received by CGM last year. These visits were an opportunity to exchange on economy, commercial opportunities, but also allowed to connect Morocco and China economy operator. Our bilateral ties are excellent and have been significantly developed, especially in terms of Chinese investment. Ladies and gentlemen, regarding, regionally speaking, China is located in Central Asia, while Morocco, by its position, is across Europe and China. Morocco has implemented various incentives to attract investors, signing free trade agreements with traditional partners and opening up to new markets, mainly Asian countries. In this sense, and in the continuity of our bilateral cooperation, we should move to another stage of proximity and study new way of cooperation. China can, for instance, serve as a platform to the Asian market, with Morocco can be an entry point for the Asian market to West Africa, where our banks, insurance company, construction, real estate, civil engineering have already gained a proven experience. On the other hand, we should also promote the role of our two private sector, strengthen the exchange of delegation at all levels, including market research, encourage and facilitate contact between the business community on both countries to find opportunity for cooperation business. As such, we are open to real and constructive cooperation with the Republic of China to enable Chinese and Moroccan companies to access the market that interests them in the spirit of a co-investment and share value. In that sense, we hope that this initiative will be filled with much success and achievement. We are delighted to collaborate and have the honor of being partner in this event. And thank you for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you, President Laraki. The next speaker is Vice President Hashimi from Dubai Chamber of Commerce and Industry.
Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Dubai Chamber of Commerce and Industry, it is my honor and pleasure to welcome you to the Middle East and North Africa International Trade Fair. The strong participation in this trade fair reflects the growing appetite among businesses in China, in the United Arab Emirates, and wider Middle East and North Africa to develop trade ties in the COVID-19 era and beyond. Dubai Chamber's support for this event falls in line with its efforts to build bridges between business communities in Dubai and China, tap into existing synergies, and explore new avenues of economic cooperation. Not only have we facilitated the participation of UAE companies at this trade fair, but we are playing an active role in connecting our members to potential business partners in China and laying the groundwork for bilateral partnerships. Ladies and gentlemen, China is a market of strategic importance to Dubai. In addition to being Dubai's top trading partner, China is a key source market for the city's tourism and property markets, and Chinese companies are well represented within most of Dubai's economic sectors. Our close relationship with China is symbolic of Dubai Chamber's strategy of reaching out to promising markets around the world and proving and providing our 245,000 members with access to attractive business opportunities. Since Dubai Chamber opened a representative office in Shanghai 4 years ago, the number of Chinese companies registered with us has surged by more than 50% to exceed 3,300 today. Meanwhile, Dubai-China non-oil trade has continued to increase steadily in recent years to exceed $40 billion in 2019. Despite the global challenges created by COVID-19, the pandemic has actually brought the UAE and China closer together this year, as the two countries collaborated on new vaccine and boosted trade flows of medical supplies. Recent Dubai Chamber analysis identified China as the largest exporter of medical supplies to the UAE, exporting nearly $624 million worth of COVID-19 medical supplies to the country between March and June of 2020. On the other hand, Dubai emerged as a preferred transshipment hub for China-bound products after the COVID-19 outbreak due to its world-class infrastructure and the uninterrupted air cargo operations. In fact, China was the top market for Dubai Chamber members exporters in 2020, as the total number of certificates of origin targeting Chinese market increased 39% in the first 8 months of the year compared to the same period in 2019. Equally, there are new growth areas where businesses in Dubai and China can build partnerships, such as digital transformation, e-commerce, health tech, fintech, and infrastructure to drive sustainable economic growth. We believe that the Belt and Road Initiative will be a key driver of UAE-China collaboration. As a vital trade link between East and West, Dubai is well placed to play a crucial role and benefit new business opportunities that will emerge from this strategic initiative. Ladies and gentlemen, happening for the first time in the Middle East, Africa, and South Asia region, Expo 2020 Dubai, now scheduled for an October 2021 launch, offers China an important platform to showcase its economic potential and business innovations to the world. With the mega event less than a year away, it is an ideal time for Chinese companies to capitalize on this opportunity and explore business and to capitalize on this opportunity and explore business opportunities emerging in Dubai and leverage the Emirates' strategic position to expand their global reach. I'm confident about the prospects and outcomes of this trade fair. We hope that it will strengthen economic ties between our countries and pave the way for fruitful cooperation and long-lasting partnerships. On that positive note, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you all for your time and your participation.
Thank you so much, Vice President Hashimi. Ladies and gentlemen, since the outbreak of COVID-19, the global economy has suffered a lot of uncertainties and also instability. Yet we are accelerating and deepening our opening up, and we are very firm on the swiftly stick to the principle of opening up. And we think this is the irreversible trend of openness. In the remarks of the previous speakers, they have touched upon some important points, including the promotion of the economic and business cooperation between China, Middle East, and North Africa, and to fight against the pandemic and to strengthen the innovative trade and cooperation. And they have also offered very good suggestions regarding international exchanges and cooperation. Now let's invite Chairman Ke Liangdong to declare the end of the opening ceremony. Now I'd like to announce that today's opening ceremony of China, Middle East, North Africa, Morocco International Trade Digital Expo opens officially now. Okay, that's the end of the opening ceremony, and we want to invite the distinguished guests and friends of the media to go around in the exhibition, and also the Minister Guo will show you the exhibitions. Thank you.
尊敬的柯会长，您好，还有这个所有在线上关注我们展览会开幕式现场的嘉宾，大家好，欢迎参观这个数字展览会。那今年以来呢，这个新冠肺炎疫情啊，
The pandemic has also exerted very major impact to the global economy, and our economy has also been suffered. Therefore, to tackle all these challenges, CCPIT has promoted the high-quality development of BRI, and we also try to accelerate the economic cooperation of Chinese businesses with other businesses. And CCPIT has innovated our way of exhibition. We use the internet and big data to launch some online exhibition, and we also organized a series of digital fairs online. And today's Trade Digital Expo is a very important part of our overall series of online fairs, and it was co-organized by CCOIC. With the trade link of a digital platform, we have used it. So here you can see that this is the real-time data of our expo. It's fair to say that it has been endorsed by a lot of businesses. Now we have already about 1,330 businesses, and we also rejected some of the applications considering the quota of the enterprises and the audience. About 19,000 exhibits were uploaded, and we have also offered over 6,000 products. And the businesses now attach more importance to the online fair, and they also utilized multiple ways of exhibition. So here you can see that we have the products of the machinery, manufacturing, construction, materials, AI, textile, clothing, apparel, etc. Here you can see the array of products. To help the expo to achieve good results, we invested heavily in inviting the businesses, mainly in the following parts. First, we worked together with businesses to organize the trade week in Middle East and North Africa. In total, we have assembled about 500,000 potential businesses. Secondly, we work together with our partners in marketing advertising. Now, about 13,000 businesses already confirmed to join us in the fair, and we believe that this number will going to go up. So here you can see the buyers distribution. The yellow dot is marked to the areas at the bottom. The bigger the dots are, the more concentrated buyers in Morocco and UAE and Egypt. You could see that the buyers are more concentrated because their respective Chamber of Commerce and Industry are our good partners. From day one of our expo, we can already see pretty good results, and you can see a series of figures. The first one is about the procurement demand, and they already have about 4,280 demands. That is to say, they have more than 4,000 inquiries. As they see, there are altogether over 1,000 businesses. So they just upload their demand, and the platform can help them to connect the demand and supply. And this part is about the inquiry of the products. The buyers attach great importance to the products, and if they found the ideal products, they were going to ask about the price, about the quota, and they already have about 50 inquiries registering about $690,000 US, and this is a very important indicator, and we hope this can go up very soon. And this number is about the reservation of meetings. So here you can see that there are about 603 meeting invitations. So if we add these invitations from the buyer side and the seller side, it's very big, and the realization rate is about 17%, because some of them are not online, so they cannot respond timely. And here you can see our real-time monitoring system. And now there are more and more exhibitors on it, and you can see their log-on time, nation, and the IP address, and also terminal of their login. So we are able to monitor the communications of different players on the platform. For this digital platform, you can see that we all work together with different provinces and areas, and so that we are able to promote the trade cooperation between China, Middle East, and North Africa. And that's the briefing of the first part. For the second screen, you can see the booths of the different exhibiting businesses. And the businesses attach great importance to the fair, to the expo. Therefore, they offered a lot of documents and information. For instance, this is the 3-tree coating material company. And so here you can see that trust is very important. That's why they presented their certificate, the photos of their factories, and the 3D photos and pictures. And all these materials are based on our previous communication discussion with the enterprises. And also you can see that they are able to use our live broadcasting studio to introduce their products. And we also discussed with them previously to talk about how to beautify and decorate their studio. And here you can see that the two ladies use Q&A sessions to promote their products. And so here you can see that we used different approaches so that the buyers can understand their products sooner and more effective. And also you can see that we use the Tech, which is very leading high tech, and they have the interpreting services. And now their interpreting equipment is well received in the Middle East and the North African countries. And also another introduction is about the company, namely CRBC. And at the previous BRF summit, they had a very important project in Morocco. And here you can see some specific information about their projects. And we think that this can help us to demonstrate the expertise and the competence of the companies and to showcase their products. We hope that it can help us to facilitate more and more transactions. This is the third screen. And then the third screen can show you the on-site negotiations and communications. After we send invitation to the businesses, we hope that we can visit several enterprises receiving this information. They really wanted to join us because they think it's a very good way to market the businesses. So finally, we decided on this company. This is a company selling tea. We know that China is a very big tea producer, while one of the biggest exporting destination is Morocco. About 98% of the tea in Morocco was from China. So now we can connect with them and we can talk to them. Hello?
现在我们中国贸促的柯良栋会长呢正在参观咱们这个展台。我们呢首先非常欢迎咱们参加我们这个展览会。 我想了解，因为今天是展览的第1天嘛，你们这边这个展览准备情况怎么样？第1天洽谈情况如何？
谢谢领导关心。我们这边因为前期呢，做了一些这个培训哈，这个展贸通这个平台非常好，看似的我们当前的这种疫情下的一种举措，其实呢，对于我们未来的发展对于我们与客户的一些沟通方便多了。现在我们的产品已经上线了，而且也有陆续的有几个这种经销商和贸易商的话与我们对接，效果非常好，非常好，谢谢领导。
那我麻烦问你一下这个疫情现在对您那块有什么影响吗？跟他们做生意，跟这个摩洛哥和这个其他国家？
现在这个疫情的话，现在我们是在这个线上，特别是在这个疫情下的话，现在我们一直在与摩洛哥这边呢进行一些联系，跟客户之间呢在不停的进行一些交流因为现在疫情期间嘛不是太方便但是这个线上的话就弥补了这一个短板，所以说这个效果非常好。我们一直在跟摩洛哥这边的客户都是联系起来，就是通过这样一个平台。
因为我知道您过去参加过我们那个实体展，那么呢，希望呢你们通过线上展呢，能够说跟他们这个建立更多的关系。另外呢，我看到您那边也有一个这个外国朋友，那么呢，我们能问一下外国朋友一些问题吗？
可以的，没问题，谢谢领导。
那么那个您这边是跟他们是首次合作吗？
Hello, is this first time for you to work with Simon He?
Yeah, I can hear you very well.
Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello. 你好。So is this your first time to work with Simon He?
Yeah, it's my first time that I'm using this app because of the COVID situation. So last year I was in the China Trade Week Morocco, but this year I received the organized email, so I can attend the meeting.
对，这是我第一次用这种在线的方式来参加咱们的博览会。去年呢，我们有一个中国在摩洛哥的一个贸易周，当时我们也想参加的，但是今年呢有了这么一个在线的方式呢，就方便了很多。
咱们还有什么问题吗？没有了。
他们生意越做越好。
那就祝他们生意越做越好吧。
Okay, I wish you all the success in your business. Thank you very much.
那非常感谢也这个祝你们参展成功。Thank you very much and wish you a success in your cooperation.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. 好，那我们这个行了吧？